Hey babes, it's Tef the Lazy Planner Addict, and I am back with the second sneak peek for the Erin Condren 2020-2021 Life Planners. And oh my goodness, this is a big one. We have a release date. Yes, you heard me right. We know what the release date is already. I wasn't expecting to hear about that for like at least another week, maybe another 2 weeks. I am so stinking excited. If you want to check out the sneak peeks page, we're going to look at it in just a second. That is in the description box down below. I also have a link down there to get $10 off your first Erin Condren purchase and to sign up for the Erin Condren Insider Program. In the past, you have needed to be an Erin Condren Insider in order to get early access to the new planner. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. I also have a link to my Etsy sticker shop as well as my sticker subscription if that's something you're interested in. So let's go ahead and jump into the sneak peeks. Here we have the page. Really fast, before I get into the new stuff, I forgot to mention last week that we do have a picture, if you click this little arrow, of the Flower Power cover. I just didn't think to click that, so I wanted to show that to you. Also, update. Layers has totally grown on me, and I've decided that Layers and Kaleidoscope are tied as my favorite themes ever. Just, update so you know. All right, so let's go down to the new ones. We already looked at all of this stuff, and literally they are releasing so many amazing sneak peeks this year. I was not expecting it to be this good. And there's just so much to talk about. So we are talking about the Daily Life Planner Duo coiled life planners. So we are getting 2 life planner daily planners that are coiled, each of them with 6 months. And I don't remember if it was the last video or the video before that I was talking about this. I was saying that when I got the binder version of the daily life planner, it was huge. They literally cellophane wrapped it by like 4 months, by quarter. So I was wondering how they're going to do this coiled. And it looks like they split it into 2 planners, which makes sense. Now, really fast, this is my pet peeve. Enjoy daily planning on the go. Again, I'm not going to bring this planner on the go. I have to point it out. We don't have on the go on the front page anymore, but not an on the go planner. Just my thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually take a look at the pictures that we have here. Let's start here. So we have Daily Life Planner, January to June and July to December. And so it looks like this one is 2020 and this one's 2021. Interesting. So I wonder if we will have a daily for 2021, July to December, or if you're going to have to wait for the 2021-2022 planners to come out to get the daily for 2021 July to December. And for those of you who may not be aware, typically you have 3 options for the months of your life planner. You can get July to June, you can get January to December, or you can get July to December of the next year. So 2 12 months and 1 18-month option. This one, it appears, is potentially only that July to June option. The other thing that I'm interested in is, are they going to sell these separately? That could be really interesting, especially for anybody who has been on that July to June cycle previously and wants to switch into daily planning for a little bit, or maybe wants to get on the calendar year cycle and thinks that this could be a good way to do it. You can get just one of the daily planners and kind of use that as your interim planner. So that's a cool idea going forward. Now, it looks like we don't have any information on the cover. I'm assuming it's pretty much going to be the same covers. Typically, they have all the same covers across all the life planners. So even though they're not showing it, I'm not too worried there. And we look in and we can see 2 things here. 2 things. So first off, layers for the daily. I felt like that was kind of a given if we were going to have a daily option. So we have that confirmed. The other thing we have confirmed, and I know this was like a big thing we were talking about in the comments. Hello, Opal. Please don't step on my laptop. Oh, sorry, I just put the cat butt in your face. Anyway, so we have our monthly goals page. And we were talking about this a lot in the comments last week, because one thing I forgot to mention is that it appears that in the other layouts, what are you doing? Sorry, cats. It appears that in the vertical, horizontal, and hourly, the tabs are on the monthly pages like they have been in the past before we got this monthly goals page. Now we have a monthly goals page, so it'll be interesting to see where that is actually placed and if it will be in the vertical, horizontal, and hourly, or if it's just going to be in the daily. My guess is it's going to be in all of them, but we really don't know yet because all we have is the picture in conjunction with the daily. So that is a really interesting thing to see. And we can also see what it looks like for the colorful. And I have to say, I really do like that they don't have a big border around this page anymore. It makes it a lot more functional, really, if you are going to use it for notes and things like that. In the previous ones, let me see if I can quickly find one that's blank that I haven't covered in stickers. Here we go. So you'll see we have this huge border around it, and then the other side, apart from a few changes to do with the theme, is pretty much the same. But this page, we have gotten a good amount of space. It also looks like it's lined, whereas it has not been lined in the past, which is cool. Now I'm wondering if maybe this is at the end of the month. Maybe at the end of the month you have your last spread, and we're used to just having a notes page here. And I'm pretty sure we saw a picture of the quote page, or we saw a notes page. The quote pages that are usually at the beginning of the month. Perhaps it's notes page and the monthly goals, and then if you flip the page, it's a notes page and then the quote page. I'm just guessing here. I have no idea. But that would be an interesting way to change it, given the information that we have, and it looking like it's not going to be right at the beginning of the month or like on the tab anymore. Moving on, it looks like we have some more this is in the back of the planner. No, beginning of, oh my goodness, I can't even think. This is probably the beginning. So we have 6 squares here, and then we have the second half of 2020. So previously, I think they have done a page where we have 12 squares on one spread, and then the whole of the current year. No, we have the current year and half of the next year or something like that. I think it's been, oh my goodness, of course I'm rambling here. So I think usually what it is it's half of the current year, so the second half, July to December, and then the entirety of next year. So in this case, it would be July, December 2020, and then January 2021 to December 2021. Now, with this spread, at this point, we do not know if we are seeing this way because it is the hourly that is split into 2. I'm pretty sure we saw a yearly page previously, where on the other ones, we could actually scroll up and look. Yeah, so we saw the yearly here, where it was that whole spread like we're used to seeing. I was gonna say it would actually be kind of cool if they broke it up and had, your dates, and then had a place to actually write notes in the same spread, but looks like it is not to be. And then here we have the actual daily pages, and I bought the daily planner so I could look at it, and then I haven't spent a lot of time with it, so please excuse me if I don't actually remember everything, but I think it is actually pretty similar. We have the hourly layout. It looks like it goes from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. with a little bit of extra space. You could either use that for notes, or you could extend it a little bit longer. And then we have a to-do list, some space for notes, the current month, and then it looks like some more space for notes. You could also, there's a lot of space for notes here. You could put a lot of notes on this page. I think this is pretty much the same as it has been for this past year, the old one. You will notice though that we don't really have very much in the way of the layers on it. We saw the layers stuff in the monthly goals spread, but we haven't really seen it on the day-to-day spread, which means that the theme, for most people using the daily planner probably isn't actually going to be something they see a whole lot, which is a shame because I think layers is an absolutely beautiful theme. I mean, we already established that it is tied for my favorite theme of all time. So, there you go there. And pretty much all of the days are going to be the same as this, of course, in the daily planner. So that is what we are looking at for the daily planner. So I'm really happy that we have that confirmation about what is going to go on there. And then the next thing is the release date. Oh my goodness. So if you watched, I think it was my video last week, it could be the one before. Again, I forget if it was my sneak peek number 1 or my predictions video where I said that I thought that the planners are going to go live on May 4th because typically we have a beginning of May release, but it looks like this year we are doing the very end of April. Now, obviously we're not talking about that much of a difference, but I'm pretty sure last year it was like a half week into May or something like that. It was a little bit later in May than we're used to seeing just because of the way the days fell in the week and stuff like that. And so it looks like they have decided to go the other direction. So if you are an Erin Condren insider, you can get your early access on the 27th or 28th. Typically, they also have some sort of freebie if you're an Erin Condren insider and make an order. It doesn't have to be, I think, for the life planners, but if you make an order early, typically they have some sort of freebie. We don't know if and what that is going to be this year. And then the general launch is on April 29th. So definitely mark your calendars if you are a person that likes to get these planners as soon as they come out, because you definitely want to get in on that early access, not only for any potential freebies, but because once the 29th hits, hello Coco, we usually see the website starting to get a little overwhelmed. We'll see it a little bit on the 27th and 28th as well, but you have more of like the diehard fans hitting the website on that day. And then the general launch on the 29th is when the general public gets access and you can actually get the link on the actual Erin Condren website. And so I've had, freezing issues and stuff like that trying to check out on the general launch date in the future. Now, because we have these dates that are a little bit further up than we think, we're probably going to get even more information even earlier, though I have to say, and I've said it before, we have so much more information this year at this point in time. I mean, we are not even 2 weeks into April and we already know the theme. We already have like high-res images on what's inside the planners. Like, this is amazing. Last year, I remember, granted we had a lot of changes with like the rounded corners and everything like that. I was literally going off lower res images and trying to mock something up so we could see what the whole page looked like. And I remember the only way I could get pictures of a lot of these insides was to take screenshots from somebody who got the planner early and analyze it. And I mean, that video was so much fun because I love going in and kind of, like messing around and, talking about every little thing. Now, because we have all this information, I've already done that analysis. I do want to do a comparison though from this year to last year because we do have a lot of the same design elements in the planners this year compared to last year. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm not saying that I'm not going to have enough content or anything like that. But I think that it's just going to look a little bit different than it did last year. So going forward, as I said, I'm thinking that let's see, calendar, whoops. I don't know if there's anything on there that I don't want the public to see since I do have a lot of sticky notes. So let me pull my calendar up on here real fast because, of course, I didn't prepare. Wrong thing. Okay. Month. Okay. So it looks like we've been getting the sneak peeks on Sundays this year. The past either 2 or 3 years, it's been Saturdays, but it looks like we're doing Sundays this time around. So I'm thinking we're going to get our last sneak peek on the 19th of April, which is a Sunday. And then the 27th is when the early access for Erin Condren Insiders goes live. And at least last year, and I think the year before too, they sent out review copies to some people a few days earlier than that. So those review copies are probably going to be in people's hands a little bit earlier than that. And we're going to have some amazing looks at inside the planner. Again, we already have a lot of that info already, but still flipping through the planners, it's a different experience than just looking at pictures, even if you're looking at someone flip through the planners on camera. I mean, that's why I love video. It is just different than photos. Okay, I'm rambling now. I think that's all I really have to talk about for today's sneak peek. Make sure to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so you get notified when my next sneak peek video goes up. And let me know in the comments down below what you think about all of the information that we have so far for the 2020-2021 Erin Condren Life Planners. I will see you next time, babes. Bye.